So here, see, this is nothing but your CV number. This is a unique number provided to a particular vulnerability. So it provides me the information that these are the vulnerabilities present in this particular website. Now, if you want to know more about this vulnerability, just select this, open Google, paste it there, press enter. You are going to get a lot of content about this vulnerability. So how this vulnerability can be exploited? That is one thing which you can very easily get it on Google. And similarly, hackers are also getting that. And as a developer also, you can use this and can identify what all vulnerabilities are there in your website. And then you just go through it. It will provide you the information also that how you can resolve this vulnerability. So that will definitely be for developers and they can resolve it. So this is again one of the important thing, information gathering tool which is being used by the hackers to get the information about the target. Other than that, we also have one more website known as Roptex. Now this Roptex is basically using multiple sources to gather public information about your IP numbers, domain names, host names, routes, and lot many other things. So this Roptex is again can be used very easily. It has a website known as www.roptex.com. You just type this and this is going to open in this manner. This is the home page of Roptex. You can see it here. And here it is going to ask you to provide your host name, IP number for what you are searching for. And just click on this go. So here you can read about Roptex as well. This uses various sources to gather public information about IP numbers, domain names, and lot many other things. So if I click on this, type it cdac.in and press enter, it is going to provide me the detail about the CDAC in multiple different sections. So the hacker may also go and use this and try to analyze all the information which is being mentioned in different sections for this particular target. So it can provide the name servers, the mail servers used by CDAC, the IP numbers, right? And lot many other information about it. So once you are going to use it, you'll be getting a lot of information. So this is a screenshot, very limited information we are showing it here. So it is going to provide you the IP numbers, the name servers, the mail servers here. So this is some additional information which again Roptex provides you about the target. So once we are clear with this, these are the mail servers used by this target. These are the name servers used by this particular target. Then the major concern of hacker is to get the number of subdomains in detail. So as I told, there are multiple subdomain scanners as well. Now these subdomain scanners are actually helping us to identify the subdomains which are being registered or which are being connected with the domain, right? Now sometimes it happens that the developer creates one subdomain for a particular facility, for providing some you can say guidance or help to the user, or taking the information from the user. So in that manner, he tries to create one subdomain and he fulfills that particular task. Now, once the task is over, the developer is responsible for removing that subdomain or removing the connection of that subdomain from the major domain. But sometimes intentionally or unintentionally, the developer forgets to do that. And the hacker tries to take the advantage of that particular part only. So what it does, it tries to find it out subdomains which are being registered with the domain and then tries to enter to the domain from these subdomains. So for that, we have findsubdomains.com, one of the websites which is basically been designed to find the subdomains that belong to a particular organization. So for this, we have one of the subdomain scanner known as spice.com. So when you are going to open Google and just type spice.com, it will provide you subdomain scanner with this particular link. When I click on this, and pass it on CDAC here, it will provide 50 results along with complete information. So this is the quick information about one of the domain. When you click this, you'll be getting lot many other information about this subdomain. So this is how hackers are also getting it. So this is all open and anyone can see the information about this particular domain. So here see, we have 50 subdomains identified. So this MX1 is there. We have seen it with other Roptex as well, that this is the mail server of CDAC. This is the IP address used by this, which is the country, right? So this is all information which you are getting it from SPICE as well. So again, very crucial information, and the attacker will try to use these information and see whether it is being hacked or not. So that is again information gathering through subdomain scanner SPICE. Other than that, there is one particular archive, digital archive of www known as Wayback Machine. Again, the objective of this particular Wayback Machine was very nice. It is a non-profit organization which is based in San Francisco, and it actually allows the developer or user to view the status of that website back in time. So he wants to see that 10 years before, how my web application was, what all content was there in my web application, what all changes I have made in my web application. That very easily can be tracked by this Wayback Machine. And that is what hackers are also using it. And for this, the hackers are using the link as https://archive.org.web. And when we are going to go to this particular link, we are going to search for a target website, and from there we can even select the year from the calendar for which you want the information to be extracted. Now see, this is archive.org.web. Here we have the text field where we can just search it for any of the domain. Just click on this browse history. For example, I'm putting again CDAC, and here I'm going to get a lot of information with calendar, collection, changes, summary, and sitemap. So you have to explore on your own also. And here you can see these are the number of months and the years through which you can just go back in time and see that how this particular URL or this particular domain was actually looking at that particular time. And these are the marked ones, the green color marked ones you can see. When you actually put your mouse pointer there, it will tell you that there are these many number of snapshots which has been taken, at what time also it has been taken. So here you can just click on this, you'll be getting the snapshot which is being taken on this particular date. So what all changes has been done, that you can see with this particular Wayback Machine, right? Other than that, you can also get in this way, just click onto this, you'll be getting a lot many other information related to that. It will also help you to compare the changes. So how 2019 the website was looking, how 2020, where that changes has been done, how much changes has been made into the website. That also you can very easily find it out from Wayback Machine. So hackers are also doing the same thing. How frequent changes you are making. So that is what the information this particular website will give you. This is the comparison of the same website at a particular year with other year. So you can just see that at one particular time, previously, this was only content inside this particular point. Now we have these many number of contents added into this. Very similarly, there are multiple things which you are able to see the difference. So once you're going to use it, you'll be getting a lot of things. We have only taken those various screenshots to explain you about how Wayback Machine works. So this is again can be one of the important tool for information gathering for the hackers. Other than that, we have whois.com. Maybe many of you have heard about it. So this whois.com, you can simply go to whois.com, and here you are going to ask to get domain name. Just you provide the domain name here for what you want the information to be retrieved, and you can simply get the information about that. Even the user can also use this whois to simply check whether we should provide our credentials or not, how old this particular website is, right? When it is going to be expired, when it has been updated, what is the status, what are the name servers of that particular website. So these are some of the informations. In detail, it is providing you the name servers as well. So these are the informations which can be extracted. Other than that, a very important tool, which is also being seen as an Ocean tool known as Spiderfoot. Now, this is one of the tools which provides an easy to use interface and enables you to automatically collect the information about IP addresses, domain names, email addresses, usernames, phishing messages, and lot many other things from different sources and then providing you at one place. This Spiderfoot HX is being said as an Ocean tool. So whenever I'm saying Ocean, that means it's collecting information from different sources, combining it, compiling it, and then giving it to you. So for that, this Spiderfoot HX is using the information from Alien Vault, Have I Been Pawned, Security Trails, Shodan, many more other websites. Now, maybe you have heard about this Have I Been Pawned also. This is one of the, you can just type it out and see. This is basically checking your email, whether it has been hacked or not. And if it has been hacked, in which year it has been hacked, and from which particular URL it has been hacked, you can very easily check that. So all your personal and official email IDs can be checked from this Have I Been Pawned, and just check the status of that particular email. Now, how to use this Spiderfoot? Just open Google, type Spiderfoot HX. You'll be getting the first link. Just click on that link, and this is the home page which you are going to get it for Spiderfoot. Now, this Spiderfoot allows the user to only get the information with a particular website registered with Spiderfoot for only 3 targets. That means with Spiderfoot, you can only get the information about 3 targets with 1 email. And it's always being suggested by me in various workshops, training programs, that never ever try to use your personal and your official email IDs with these kind of sites. So you are going to do a lot of things on internet. You try to download multiple things on internet, but they are also asking you to provide your email ID. Don't provide your personal or official email ID. Use temporary emails always. So very easily you can just type on Google temporary mail. You'll be getting a lot of URLs. Click on any of the mail URL or link, and you will be getting the temporary mail issued to you. That is for a particular short duration. In that short duration, you can work accordingly. So you can pass on that temporary email to these kind of websites and can register with these, so that all those various mails which you are getting it, multiple emails, spam mails and all, you will not be able to get, because you are going to use these kind of temporary emails. So this is Spiderfoot HX. When I'm going to register myself through that email ID, it is being asking me to click on this, create a new scan. This is nothing but providing me the scanning and providing me the information. So scanning is something else which you are going to do it in the next part. But here it is going to provide me the information about any of the targets. So when I'm creating a new scan, clicking onto this, it will ask me to provide the name of that scan, whatever name I can give. Here I can provide me the target which I want the information about. Click on run a scan now, and it is going to provide me a lot of information about that particular website. Now see, the status here is running, and as soon as it gets aborted, this is what all information it is going to provide me. And these all information, you can just click on any of these and can get more and more information. To get more information about these various elements, you just click on browse by. Here you will be getting browse by data, the first one. And from here, you can get lot of information. For example, if I say browse by The first is data type. So this will be creating a report on the data type basis. Here you see the first column as risky. Just double click on it. So what it will do, it will mark all these data types in descending order. So all those risky points will come above. So with this, you can just click on this red one, which is a risky point, and you can go through that particular information. So this is again one of the useful tool for the hackers to get the information. Even the developers or the users can use it and can identify that what all information is being leaked out from this particular website, and accordingly you decide whether you have to go to this particular website, whether you have to use this particular website for your important information, sensitive information or not. With this, I'm going to end my session. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Now I'm open for questions. So there are a lot many things to discuss. Trust me, but in this 1 hour of time, it's very difficult to cover all those tools and show you the demonstration of all. But I've tried to keep my presentation in such a manner that with the screenshots and all, so that you should be able to understand it. And if again there is certain questions, I'm here to answer it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. So I'm open for questions now. If there is any question, please ask me. I hope you have enjoyed the session. You have learned something. See, in some of the government websites, some of the government organizations, they are not asking you to install any of the extensions. That's true. But definitely, if the extensions are not going to be used or to be installed, you can have other number of websites through which you can do it. So Shodan is one of the website also which helps you to do that, to identify the information. So with the help of Shodan, with the help of Roptex and other many number of tools. So as I told, quotientframework.com is there. Let me show you that particular part. Just a moment. Kajal is there. Kajal, I'm making you the presenter. Could you please open that quotientframework.com and just give a just brief description about that particular website?
Sure, ma'am. Just a minute, ma'am. See, sir and ma'am, you all have to search for OSINT framework, and when you type this word, you will get this result. And when you click on the first link, you will land on a page like this, which is of OSINT framework. And here you can see the information related to the username, email address, domain name, IP address, so and lot more. So when you click on the circle, you will see that in case of username, there are particular username search engines, and when you click on this, you will find a lot of tool that will help you in order to search for usernames, right? You can go through these tools like name check and know them, name checker, username, what's my name, and all of the tools that are freely available and that are open source, and you can search information related to the usernames. And there are also tools which are made for the specific websites. If you want to gather information related to a specific websites, you can use these do these tools. And if you want to if you want to know the tools related to email, then you can search on here, and these are the tools related to the emails, right? So here like this, you can just click on these icons and just get all the tools which are available for particular field. Like for domain, we have whois record, subdomains, right? And all of the tools available. So like this, we also have tools for mobile, right? And so by clicking this, we all can see this. Is this fine, ma'am?
Yeah, that's okay. So this is one thing which I'm ending here, because this oceanframework.com, I suggest and advise everyone that please go through this oceanframework.com and try to identify what all ocean tools are available for different type of information gathering part, and just click on it and try to read at least one tool once in a day, so that you should be able to identify that there are lot many information which is being used by the hackers, even by the developers and the users, as your you can say prevention as well as for attacking purpose. So with this, I'm going to end my session. So may I request the host to kindly continue with the sessions now?
Thank you, ma'am. If there are any question and answers, then we can take it quickly, or else we'll move on to the next session. Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nandishwar.
Thank you, ma'am.
all. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, can you quickly pass the presentation control to me, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Just a
Okay.
minute.
Thank you.
I've done it, Nandishwar.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
So we'll move on to the next session. So as we have seen